What is this place? Suit lady, where am I?
You're in the most secure facility on the eastern seaboard.
Hey everyone, I'm Rebecca and welcome to Watch Mojo. Today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 insane fan theories about Spider-Man No Way Home.
Are you a ghost?
No.
Are you a zombie?
Stop it.
Am I a zombie?
You're not even close.
Are you from another dimension? Like a parallel universe where things are like this universe but different? And you're Spider-Man in that universe, but somehow traveled to this universe, but you don't know how?
Wow, that was really just a guess?
Where is she? Oh, she'll be just fine. Let's talk.
To learn the art of the hunt from the greatest hunter of all.
For this list, we're looking at some of the wildest ideas about the webhead's third solo MCU outing. If you're not caught up on Spidey's latest adventures yet, consider this your spoiler alert. So, where do you think Spider-Man is going to end up at the end of this film? Be sure to swing on down to the comments and let us know. All right, let's get to it. Number 10, Kraven the Hunter.
Rest now, my brave. Save your strength. For when you awake, we begin the hunt.
Fan favorite character Kraven the Hunter has made quite the impact in Spider-Man's life. This big game hunter is always looking for prey worthy of his skill. Craven set his sights on Spider-Man before evolving into an anti-hero of sorts. In the 1987 story arc, Kraven's Last Hunt, he memorably put the web-slinger in the ground. Literally. Since the last Spider-Man movie saw Peter Parker being unmasked, maybe No Way Home will find him on the run.
Spider-Man's real name is... Spider-Man's name is Peter Parker. What the...
This led fans to speculate that Craven may enter the picture. With so many villains rumored to appear in No Way Home, he might be one rogue too many. Although we wouldn't mind if he got a shout-out in this movie, we would ideally want him to be the starring attraction.
I promised to show you a true hunt. I promised you a victory. And I am a man of my word. And now, the end game.
Number 9, Prison Peter.
Where am I?
Municipal holding facility.
While we love the globe-trotting adventures of Spider-Man and his fellow MCU heroes, there's something to be said for a more contained narrative. We've seen the Raid and Dredd do fascinating things when limiting the action to one building. And superhero fare like Batman Assault on Arkham and Arkham Asylum show the potential of locking a hero up with criminals.
Welcome to the madhouse, Batman! I set a trap, and you sprang it gloriously! Now let's get this party started.
So, what if the No Way Home subtitle for this third film is referring to Peter Parker having been arrested and imprisoned after his unmasking? Seeing Parker navigate the prison population with a few of the people he put there would be fascinating. It would be a big departure from the MCU's formula, but it would make for a tense and great experience.
Relax. It's not on you. It's on our little spider friend. I've got some boys on the outside who would love to meet him.
Number 8, blipping in new characters.
They called it the blip. Those of us who blipped away came back the same age, but our classmates that didn't blip had grown 5 years older.
When you establish that half of all life in the universe went missing for 5 years, that complicates things. Moving forward, all the various MCU properties need to take this into account. The blip could also create an opportunity to introduce new characters, especially if your story takes place in a high school setting. Up until now, there have been a few key characters missing from Peter's friend group. Harry Osborn and Gwen Stacy are the biggest no-shows.
Peter Parker. It's like seeing a ghost. Hey, Harry.
While we've already got MJ and Ned to keep Peter company, the 5-year snap gap in the timeline could be used to introduce these characters. Maybe Gwen and Harry were younger students before, but now they'll be in the same grade to befriend Peter.
It's complicated.
Complicated, yeah.
I mean, it's Peter. Everything's always complicated with Peter.
Yeah.
Number 7, No Way Home is set in space.
If anything, it's kind of your fault that I'm here.
What did you just say?
I take that back. And now I'm here in space.
Yeah.
Peter Parker has long been referred to as the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And in his first solo outing, he did in fact keep the superheroics relatively local. In Avengers Infinity War, however, the webhead was carried into outer space. With all of humankind aware of Parker's true identity, could No Way Home see him return to the stars? All things considered, He really held his own considering Infinity War was his first time off-world.
Magic! More magic! Magic with a kick!
And we know that Nick Fury and the Skrulls are doing some extraterrestrial work. So is it that far-fetched to consider they might offer the hero some extra-planetary work to get away from his earthly troubles? MJ and Ned would be sidelined, but hey, stranger things have happened.
Mr. Fury, this all seems like big time. You know, huge superhero kind of stuff. And, I mean, I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, sir.
Bitch, please, you've been to space.
Number 6, Talos to the rescue.
Just so I'm clear, you were Solar and the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent?
Killer. Tied my boss up, stole his identity.
I borrowed his likeness.
Speaking of the Skrulls, we feel like they're being set up to play a major role in the future of the MCU. How they'll factor in is the big question on the minds of fans. Before the next major crossover event, they might help Peter out of his jam. Talos, the Skrull general, has already been shown filling in for Nick Fury.
You gotta tell him.
It was fine.
Couldn't he put those same shape-shifting abilities to use to help Peter clear his name? It seems strange that they would reveal Peter's identity just to put that plotline back in the box. But then again, Spider-Man's story is much easier to tell with his secret identity under wraps. If Talos poses as the webhead, Parker could clear his name.
There you have it, folks. Conclusive proof that Spider-Man was responsible for the brutal murder of Mysterio.
Number 5, a superhero will be Peter Parker's lawyer.
But that's not all, folks. Here's the real blockbuster. Brace yourselves, you might want to sit out.
We're not sure how Spider-Man will deal with J. Jonah Jameson's bombshell reveal. However things play out, though, we can't really imagine him navigating his sticky situation without solid legal representation. So, who better to defend the young hero than fellow NYC hero Daredevil?
Crime rate's down. I really think that Daredevil may have made the city a safer place.
He might have.
There have been rumors of bringing the Netflix MCU characters into the fold for some time now. This seems like a perfect opportunity to start with Matt Murdock. Then again, with She-Hulk set to make her MCU debut soon, this could be an opportunity to introduce Jennifer Walters too. Like her cousin Bruce Banner, she's got brains to match her brawn. In the comics, she's historically specialized in superhuman issues. Peter couldn't go wrong with her or Murdock in his corner.
Your Honor, we would like a recess.
No need, I'm done. I think he is too.
Number 4, meet Miles Morales.
Promise me you'll do this. I promise.
We've seen many legacy characters pick up the mantle of an iconic hero over the years. In fact, a few different people have donned the webbed tights besides Peter. And few legacy characters have made as big of an impact on the world of comics in the spider suit as Miles Morales has. After the success of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, it doesn't seem that far-fetched to see Morales make the jump to live action. The character's uncle, Aaron Davis, was already introduced in Spider-Man Homecoming. His inclusion paved the way for the character's MCU debut.
I don't want those weapons in this neighborhood. I got a nephew who live here.
Miles could also swing in from another reality. If Peter is busy with his identity issues, could this be time for Miles to arrive with Aaron or from another universe?
My name is Miles Morales. I was bitten by a radioactive spider, and for like 2 days, I've been the one and only Spider-Man. I think you know the rest.
Number 3, enter the multiverse.
Who are you again?
This is Miles, and he's gonna save the multiverse.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of Into the Spider-Verse, that film was an absolute blast. And since Sony has no problem rebooting its Spider-Man franchise, this is an opportunity for cross-reality shenanigans. The recent MCU crossover events have been hugely successful cinematic events over the last few years. But if they were to bring together Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland for a live-action Spider-Verse film, that would be another groundbreaking superhero moment.
There are multiple realities, Peter. This is Earth, Dimension 616. I'm from Earth 833.
I'm sorry, you're saying there's a multiverse?
While the aforementioned actors are playing coy, we've heard that Jamie Foxx and Alfred Molina are returning as Electro and Dr. Octopus, respectively. Those two villains hail from two different Spider-Man realities. So, this casting does seem to suggest that No Way Home could be an adventure spanning the multiverse. Well, we can certainly dream. Number 2, One More Day adaptation.
I had this plan with this girl that I really like, and now it's all ruined.
There are few storylines in the history of Spider-Man more divisive than One More Day. While that makes it sound like it has supporters, if you poll comic book fans, they almost universally hate it. In the comics, after Parker reveals his identity, Aunt May is fatally wounded by one of his enemies. In a desperate bid to save her, he makes a deal with a demon to rewrite his own personal history and rescue May at a great personal cost. The MCU's Peter Parker already has his identity revealed.
I am Spider-Man, and I've really messed up.
Wait, you're being serious right now?
Mm-hmm.
You're not joking with me? Like, you're 100% serious because it's not funny?
No, I'm not joking.
If Aunt May gets hurt too, Peter could turn to magical forces like Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, or someone sinister to help him remask himself and save her. But what would it cost?
I tried to be gentle, to nudge you awake from this ridiculous fantasy, but you'd rather fall apart than face your truth.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. A new reality and a Sony separation. You may remember that for a few months in 2019, Spidey was reportedly leaving the MCU due to a dispute between Sony and Disney.
Don't pretend you thought this through. I know you didn't. You could not have possibly thought this
through. You can't be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man if there's no neighborhood.
Thankfully, the two companies seemingly overcame their differences to keep him part of the MCU family. But given how complicated the relationship has been, did Sony create a backup plan for Spider-Man? Maybe they developed an exit strategy to take the character back for their cinematic universe with this movie.
Come on, we got a situation. See him down there, he's in trouble. What's your plan? Go.
If No Way Home involves the multiverse, what if Tom Holland's Peter winds up in a new reality with no way back? It would certainly be sad to see him go. Of course, seeing him on screen with Tom Hardy's Venom would make for a solid silver lining.
What the hell are you? We are Venom.
I wanted to make a joke in this video about a fan theory that I would be voicing a new AI in the next Spider-Man movie. But if you want to get a fan campaign started for that, go for it. Anyway, be sure to let us know in the comments what you think about the potential of Spider-Man leaving the MCU. Or come tell me on Twitter or Instagram at Rebecca Brayton or on my YouTube channel. See ya!